hope that both countries will start negotiation about this issue, which has a long history. We mentioned that Iraq is playing an important role now in the area. In fact, the tension in the area affects the situation inside Iraq, but also in other countries. So the tension between some regional countries affects us directly, sometimes negatively. So that's why we started to talk to the regional countries, and the target is to bring them together in Baghdad. We are planning, Your Excellency, to have a meeting of the leaders of the neighboring countries in Baghdad at the end of this month. It is a fact that there are conflicts and tension between and among various countries in the region. But we believe in dialogue. We believe the way to solve the problems with our neighboring countries, if we have got problems, or if they have problems, will be only and only through dialogue. So we started this approach. And I think the steps which we have taken now is getting some results. Our Prime Minister has been invited to Pakistan, and His Excellency accepted the invitation, and we are planning together so that we can prepare the ground for his visit. Once again, I'm honored to be here. This is my first visit and first time to be in Pakistan. And thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your hospitality. And I'm looking forward to have various meetings with the leaders of this country the coming days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency. And we can now take few questions. My request would be if you could kindly introduce yourself, your news outlet, and also indicate who your question is addressed to. Ji, Amjad.
Thank you, sir. My question to the Honorable Foreign Minister of Iraq is that His Excellency, how do you see Pakistan's role in bringing stability and peace in Afghanistan and to the current situation? Thank you.
Indeed, the situation in Afghanistan was one of the subjects which we discussed. And I must say we are worried about what's going on in Afghanistan. And about 10 days ago, the Prime Minister and myself and the Iraqi delegation, we were in Washington, D.C. And we had meetings with various American officials, including officials which has to do with Afghanistan. Why the situation in Afghanistan is why we are worried about the situation in Afghanistan. We are worried because we see signals of using violence in solving the problem. The peace process and the meetings are continuing. We hope that the solution will be through this peace process and negotiation between and among various political parties in Afghanistan. At the end, Afghanistan needs peace. And peace in Afghanistan, it will affect also the neighboring countries. But violence in Afghanistan affects all of us. And Afghanistan is not far away from Iraq. So that's why we are worried about what's going on now in Afghanistan. But we hope that through negotiation, and Pakistan is playing an important role in this field, and I'm sure that Pakistan wants to have peace in in Afghanistan, and Pakistan believes in at the end, the various political groups and fractions in Afghanistan must come together, and they must work together and be partners. Otherwise, conflict inside Afghanistan, and we have seen it, the conflict in Afghanistan, it goes back to decades, affected the whole area. In fact, for a while, affected the whole world. So we hope that, as we see it, that Pakistan is playing this important role.